guys, welcome back to my channel. So if you guys are new to the channel, thank you so much for stopping by. Be sure to check out the rest of the content. And y'all, what do I tell them? What do I always tell the newcomers? If you like what you see, say it in the comment section, y'all. Subscribe. If you are a monetary spirit, if you are a OD and you always watch me but you have yet to subscribe, you can literally just click that button down below. You literally come back all the time, you watch all my videos, you might as well subscribe. Y'all, we are almost to 50k. We are almost to 50k, y'all. Help me get to 50k before my birthday. Y'all know my birthday's in September. Or help me get to 50k before October. Help me get to 50k, okay, y'all? Are literally right at the threshold. We can do it, y'all. People who literally come back and watch me, and I can literally see the percentage, y'all. The people who come back and watch me but are not subscribing, what are you doing? Like, come on, man, come on. That's pretty much it. Also, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. It helps me a lot. I tell you guys this all the time, but I'm not gonna lie, y'all don't be doing it. Like, y'all don't be giving me a thumbs up. And I know for a given fact, y'all like, girl, just get on with the story time. But really, giving me a thumbs up helps me out a lot. We do have a sponsor for today. We're gonna go ahead and get into our sponsorship. And then, without further ado, after we get done with our sponsorship, we're gonna get ahead and get back into the story time. Hey guys, so I've definitely talked about this company in my last story time. So today we are going to be working with Aura. So Aura is this company that specializes in keeping all your data safe and keeping your privacy safe. In today's day and age, it is very easy to hack into people's systems, get their personal information, such as their social security number, email address, such as their passwords and everything. Literally, y'all, legit. I just got mail in from Ticketmaster. They basically told me that I might have to freeze my credit cards and my debit cards and also change my passwords because somebody hacked into my Ticketmaster account and was literally able to access my first name, my last name, my email address, and all these different things. And I had to go and change my password and call my bank to see if there was any suspicious foul play or anything. A company like Aura would definitely help in these type of situations. So basically, Aura is set up to block any hackers or data brokers from breaking into your system, into your information when you get on Google and stuff like that, and basically stop them from being able to steal your personal identity and sell it to the dark web. In today's day and age, it's a lot of stealing of identity. It's a lot of stealing of personal information, and they are selling it. Not only are they selling it to people and other hackers, they are also threatening people, use their personal information against them, holding their personal information for ransom. As stated in the last video, if you guys literally go search up your information onto the internet, you guys will find a whole bunch of unwanted information and untrue information on the internet that you never even put there, and you'll be wondering to yourself, how did this information even get there? This information is not even correct. What's going on? Aura is going to be the company that's going to be able to take all that type of unnecessary, inaccurate information off the internet. As I stated in my last video, AT&T reported that 73 million customers' data and information and identity got leaked. All their phone records got leaked, and they had to literally go put out a mass news report and let their customers know that all their stuff got leaked. They had Aura, that would have not happened. I'm definitely going to be leaving Aura in the description box down below. Another good thing with Aura is that you can use it for 2 weeks free and see that if you like it, see how it's going and everything like that before you pay for it. So yeah, that's one thing I like about Aura, because Aura gives you a chance to access the website for free before actually purchasing it. Definitely check it down below in my description box. Like I say in all my videos, thank you so much, Aura, for sponsoring today's video. Let's get straight into the story time. You see, bitch, see, I gotta actually adjust. Like, I have to actually adjust my seat for this story time, because this story time is one for the books, y'all. Like, this story time is one for the books. So let me just get into how it started. Let me give y'all the introduction to the story time, then I'm gonna start giving names as we go on, right? So me and my friend Chelsea, we decided we're gonna go to the club. It wasn't even like a club, it was more so like a little lounge, spot. Decided to go there one night, and so we're pulling in. It's an African lounge. One of the guys that she's cool with, I don't know if he owns the lounge or if he's always at that lounge, he invited her out, and she was like, hey, do you want to come? I'm like, yeah, Like, you know, I don't care, like, let's go. I think that day it was like, it was a holiday, like it was a holiday that day, because I remember like everybody being out that day, right? So I was like, yeah, hell yeah, I want to go out. Like, come on, let's go. The area that we were going to, the lounge that we were going to, you had to park in the back, because there was parking space in the front, but like it wasn't that many parking spaces. It was like way more parking spaces in the back. So I had already peeped that, so I just drove my car straight to the back. But Chelsea got to the lounge like a little after me, and me and her, we were on the phone with each other, and I was telling her like, come to the back, come to the back. But I think she wasn't understanding where the back was. She was like, where's the back, where's the back? And so then I hear this guy talking to her, and I can't really make out what he's saying to her, but like she's telling him, oh, I'm trying to get to the back, da da da. Like you could tell that she's trying to tell him that she's trying to get her car to the back, but she don't know where the back is. And like you could hear him talking, but like I couldn't really stomach what he was saying to her. But I knew he was talking, like I knew he was giving her some type of directions. Like I had a feeling he was giving her some type of directions, because she was like, oh, okay, over there, okay. And then whatchamacallit, I don't remember what happened. I don't know what happened. I don't know if he started speaking to her and asking her where she was from or whatnot. I think he was asking her like where she was from, and y'all know Chelsea's Nigerian too. So Chelsea's like, I'm Nigerian. And then I think he was like, what are you? And I think she said Igbo. Yeah. And then like, yeah, they were just talking, and then she ended up eventually bringing her car to the back and parking her car right next to where I parked my car, right? So we get out the car and we end up going inside the we end up going inside the club. It's not really a club, it was like a little lounge. We end up going inside the lounge. So we stay inside the lounge for a good hour. Before the hour passed, mind you, we got to the lounge late. Like we pulled up to the lounge at like 1 something in the morning. So by the time that hour passed by, we were kind of tired. Like it was 3 o'clock and we were just ready to go home. Like we were ready to go home. So Chelsea's like, you ready to go? I'm like, yeah, I'm ready to go. Like we had drank a lot that day. I think I had already hung out with Chelsea that day, because remember I told y'all it was a holiday. So me and Chelsea was already drinking from the daytime. Then we started drinking again, and like Chelsea wasn't feeling good. I started feeling a little weird in my stomach, but I took BC powder, so I wasn't feeling sick like how she was feeling, but I could tell that she wasn't really feeling the alcohol. Like I could tell it was like all the drinks she took was like catching up with her, right? So she's like, hey, you ready to go? I'm like, yeah, I don't really care. Like it's like 3 a.m. at this point. I'm like, I don't care. Like it's 3 something, almost 4. I'm like, we can go. Like I don't really care. So we end up getting ready to walk out, and we end up leaving outside, right? So when we walk out and we leave outside, it's this guy. We're gonna give him a name. We're gonna call him, what are we gonna call this boy? We'll call him Camera. I don't know. I just seen we just gonna call him Camera. Like I don't really care to think really hard tonight. I just want to get this story time out to y'all, because this boy had me fucked up. But let me continue. So Camera comes out and like he starts talking to Chelsea, and he's like, oh, did you end up finding the parking spot, this and that? Like he's talking to her, and she's like, yeah, I parked in the back where you told me to go park. Like they're having conversation. I'm not really saying much because this is my first time seeing Camera. Let me give you guys a description to Camera. Camera was tall AF. Camera was like, I'm gonna say a good 6'3", 6'4"-ish. He was very skinny, and he had like dreads, like but they weren't like long dreads. Like they were like they weren't even bobs yet, but they were like dreads, like starter pack dreads, almost bobs, right? Yeah, I'm not drunk. I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm drunk, because by the time I had already got out of the club, I was sobering up. But like, you know, it's dark. I don't really see his face like that. I'm not really paying him no mind, because he's not talking to me, he talking to her. So, you know, I'm not really paying him no mind. Like I looked in the direction when he was talking to her, but once she started talking back to him, I kind of was just like, okay, let me just go to my car. He's like, okay, yeah. So and he's very dark. Like he's darker than me, right? So me and Chelsea, we end up walking to our cars in the back, and he ends up following us to the back, and he's talking to both of us, and then he's like, who are you and where did you come from? He asked me that. So I'm not really speaking to him. Like, I don't know, like I just start smiling. I'm not really having like conversation with him for real, because I'm like, why are you talking to me? Like, who are you? And mind you, this is the security guard of the lounge, y'all. This is the security guard of the lounge. I know I didn't say that, but I just want to reiterate that. So he's like, where'd you come from? Like, where were you like when I was talking to her? And I was just looking at him, and he was like, where were you? Like, he asked me the question again, and I told him, I was like, I parked in the back, like I was with her the whole time. And he's like, oh, okay. He's like, damn, you are beautiful. Like, oh my God, like, could you please take my number down? Like, you are beautiful. So like, I was a little skeptical. I didn't really want to take his number down, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I was kind of looking at Chelsea. I don't know. I'm looking at Chelsea looking at me, like, she kind of looking at me like, I'm looking at her like, she looking at me like, bitch, I'm tired of looking at you like that. What should I do? Help me. So at this point, I'm like, ugh. And he's like, yeah, take my number down. Like, do you like to swim? And I'm like, why the fuck is this nigga asking me, do I like to swim? Like, bitch, do I look like Ariel? Like, why are you asking me that? Like, what are you talking about? Do I like to swim? Bitch, you can see I like to eat. That's what you're supposed to ask. You're supposed to ask a girl regardless of the size. You're supposed to ask a girl whether she likes to eat when you first try to get her number. Or like whether she likes to go out and drink or eat, not swim. Like, it was just so weird. Like, I actually do like swimming. Like, I like being, I'm not really swimming, I like being in the water. Like, I'm a water girl. So yeah, so I'm like, yeah, I like swimming. Like, I answered it like that. Mind you, when he's talking to me, he's like towering over me. I'm not really looking his way, I'm not gonna lie, because I keep looking at Chelsea. Because I low-key want Chelsea to interfere. Because like, Chelsea usually interferes, I'm not gonna lie. Like, Chelsea the type where if I give her a look, or even if I don't give her a look, Chelsea usually be yelling and be like, nah, she don't want you. No, she don't want you. Like, Chelsea is like that. But like, Chelsea wasn't really saying nothing. And the reason why I think Chelsea wasn't saying nothing was because him and her had like a long conversation about him helping her park. And then when we came out, they had another conversation. So I feel like she was kind of familiar with him at this time, and it wasn't like a stranger that just came up to me out of nowhere. So like, I just kept looking at her, and like, she just wasn't giving me no energy back. Like, she was just looking back at me like, oh, I'm like looking at Chelsea, and I'm like, yeah, I like swimming. And he's like, yeah, I got a pool in my apartment. And I'm looking like, what? Like, what are you at? Like, huh? He's like, I got a pool in my apartment. Like, if you want to come, we can hang out. He said, I also got a jacuzzi. I'm looking like, jacuzzi? Like, I'm so confused. He's like, yeah. He's like, you're just so beautiful. Like, I have to get your number. Like, I have to get your number. You're so beautiful. So, I'm looking at Chelsea, and Chelsea's just still looking at me, y'all. And I know you guys are like, okay, girl, continue on with the story. But deadass, that's how it was happening. Like, I just kept looking at Chelsea. Like, I was barely looking at him. Like, I was glancing at him, and then I went back to looking at Chelsea. And Chelsea just looking at me like, girl, it's whatever you want to do. Like, do you want to give him your number or not? He's like, yeah, like, just give me your number. Or like, if you don't want to swim or whatnot, we could go find something else to do. Like, whatever you want to do, like, just give me your number. So I gave him my number, right? So I'm getting in the car. We end up going home, right? So when I get in the car, I end up calling Chelsea, and I'm like, how you feel about that? Like, you didn't say nothing. And Chelsea's just like, girl, I don't know what to say. Like, I don't know. Like, she said, I didn't know whether you wanted to talk to him or not, you know? So I was like, yeah, you're right. And then she said, like, you know, we're talking about it. And she's like, are you going to talk to him? And I was like, I don't know. Like, I'm a little too, like, you know, I told her off rip that I'm a little on edge about him, because why would he ask me to come to his apartment and swim in his pool and swim in his jacuzzi instead of asking me out on a date, or like to be in a public setting? Like, what made him think that I would just come to his apartment and swim in his pool? Like, that don't make sense. Like, I just felt like that was kind of weird, right? And she was like, yeah, I peeped that too. Like, that was mad weird as well. And mind you, he wasn't even saying like, oh, he was saying you could come tomorrow. You could come tomorrow. Like, he's setting up a schedule like I'm a calendar, and he writing on me like, bitch, I'm not coming tomorrow. I ain't on your to-do list. You better back up. At this point, he's like, I don't know, girl. Like, she's like, she basically told me that I should probably just see what he talking about. And she was like, if he ain't really talking about nothing, like, don't talk to him. And I'm like, okay, yeah, like that, like, I think that's the best advice, right? So like, about a day goes by, he does not text me. So I'm like, oh, okay, maybe he forgot about me. Maybe he gets numbers, like, maybe he gets numbers all the time. Maybe he forgot about me, you know? About 2 days go by, he don't text me. I kind of forgot about him too. Then the third day go by, and he texted me. And it was so, like, I don't mean to be that person, but I'm gonna just say it. Every time a guy with an Android texts me, he don't never do good. So when I texted him back and I seen that shit pop up green, I just knew, like, I just had a feeling that I was in for a rude awakening. Like, I don't know what it was, but like, I just had a feeling that like he was just gonna do some tomfoolery. I just didn't know what it was, but I had a feeling. He texted me and he's like, hey Irene, it's such and such. It's Cameron from the club the other night, the security guard. I'm just checking to see how are you. So I'm like, oh, I'm good. How are you? He didn't text back. He didn't text back till like the next day, which was fine with me because when he had texted me that third day, he texted me at night. So when I responded, it was at night. So when he texted me the next day, I didn't really care, honestly. I didn't care. So we were talking and stuff like that, but he was texting back like so slow. When I say so slow, I'm talking about he was taking a day or two to text back. Like I said before, I didn't care. Like, I wasn't like pressed about him texting back fast. Honestly, I was liking the fact that he was texting slow. I don't really care anymore to be texting a guy all day long anymore, especially that's what I learned with Legion. When I first met Legion, from the day that he got my number, not fuck the day he got my number, from the day that we matched on Hinge, me and Legion talked to each other every day, all day long. I feel like that's a red flag in the beginning of the talking stage with somebody. Like, you shouldn't be talking to them all day long, 24/7. Like, it's, what are y'all talking about? You know what I mean? I definitely told myself that, like, after that, like, I just don't care to be texting a nigga all day long. Like, I don't care to do that. So the fact that he was responding slow, it didn't make me upset or anything. Like, I didn't really care, you know. Then one day he came and he was like, hey, like, can I call you tonight? Like, I want to talk to you tonight. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, you know, like, let me see what he talking about. So he ends up calling me at night and we end up getting on the phone. Found out that he was Nigerian, and I also found out that he was Edo. If you guys are African and y'all know the tribes, he was Edo. And I found out that he was not from Houston. He was from London, and that he was a okay, let me get into the call. Let me get into the call, then I'm gonna get into everything else, right? So I get on the phone with him. He's like, hello, like, mind you, like, he got like a UK accent. Like, he got like a UK African accent. So he's like, hello, like, I'm not gonna do the accent. I'm not good. Like, are you taking me for a mug? Like, you piss me off, man. Like, okay, now let me chill. But yeah, he's like, hello. So I'm like, yeah, like, hey, like, hello. So he's like, and mind you, I did not know that he had a UK accent until I got on the phone with him that night. Like I told y'all, that night that he was talking to me, I wasn't really like listening to him for real. So when he got on the phone, I'm like, oh, this boy must be from London. This boy got an accent. So he's like, yeah, I've been wanting to talk to you, but I've been so busy. I be working a lot, this and that. Like, I'm always working. Like, yeah, like, I seen your friend, she needed help getting to the back of the thing. I helped, and I gave her the directions to go to the back of the building to park. So I didn't see you. When you came out, I was like, oh, I gotta talk to her. Like, I have to talk to her. So I was like, oh, like, do you usually talk to a lot of the people at the club? Like, you know me, I'm just talking. And I know for a given fact that even if he tell me no, I ain't gonna believe him, because I'm pretty sure he talks to majority of the girls that walk into the lounge. You know, he's not doing nothing else with his life other than being working. You know what I mean? He might as well talk to the pretty girls that walk in. So he's like, no, like, he's like, I do not. Like, he said, that's the funny thing. He said, am I gonna sit here and act like I've never talked to a girl from this lounge before? He said, no. Like, he said, God would look at me crazy if I'm lying. He said, but I don't really talk to girls from this lounge like that. Like, he said, all jokes aside, like, I don't really like talk to girls from this lounge. So I was like, oh, okay, why don't you talk to girls from the lounge? Can I be real with you? I don't like girls partying. Like, I don't like girls going out every night, smoking hookah, getting drunk, being in these boys sections. I don't like that. Like that's not my speed. I said, oh, but you chose to work as a security guard there? He's like, me working as a security guard there is nothing compared to you dressing up in your high heels, your makeup and your hair and everything and going inside. He said, I'm not gonna judge you. He said, I'm not gonna judge you. He said, but I don't really date girls who go outside like that. I really do not approach girls that go outside, that come to the lounge. Like, I literally always see them here every weekend or whatnot. Like, when I seen you, I had to approach you. He said, you're just so pretty. I said, oh, I hope you know I go outside, right? Like, I hate when guys do that. Like, I hate when guys date a girl that they know they wouldn't like something about her and then try to like switch her up like a switcheroo. Like, no. Like, literally met me in my high heels walking into the lounge. You think this is a one-time ordeal? Like, I'm outside almost every other weekend. Hello. So he's like, oh yeah, like he said, I have a feeling. He said, like, I guess I'll just have to get over it. The fact that you go outside, I guess I'll just have to get over it. He said, you're just very pretty. Like, you know, I don't mind trying to see where this thing goes or whatnot. So we just start talking. We start talking about like careers and stuff and all these different things. He starts lecturing me. Like, he is literally lecturing me and stuff. I forgot the boy's age. I think he's like a year or two older than me. I don't remember the boy's age. I know he's older than me, but I know he's not that much older than me, if you get what I mean. This boy was lecturing me like he was unk. Like, the way he was lecturing me, bitch, I got tired. Mind you, this boy talks so much, y'all. Like, when I say this boy talks so much, he talks so much. Like, I couldn't get no words out of him. I couldn't get no words out of myself. Like, he would ask me a question and then he would just start answering the question. And I'm like, and then he would be trying to educate me on so many different things. And I'd just be like, oh my God, this boy talks so much. Like, it was actually crazy. He starts talking about how he's abstinent and he'd rather masturbate than have sex nowadays because of all the STDs that's out. And I'm like, why are we talking about that in the first call? Like, I don't give a fuck that you're abstinent. Like, I don't care, you know what I mean? And I don't care about the STDs in Houston. Like, I don't care about none of that. Then he starts talking about the fact that he was a semi-football player in London, but he moved out here for, I don't remember why he said he moved out here. And if y'all know football, not football as far as touchdown, like football, like soccer, like he was a semi-soccer player in London. Like, he was supposed to be going to the Olympics, or I don't know what he was saying. And honestly, y'all, I don't care. Like, I'm not saying that I don't care, but like, he was just talking so much, y'all, and it was just too much for me to keep up with. Like, I'm just zoning out at this point. Like, I'm literally like on Twitter, on Instagram, looking at people's pictures like, oh yeah, she did good, double tapping. Like, bitch, I'm zoned out. And then he's like, hello, Irene, are you listening? Are you listening? Are you listening? Like, he's like that. And I'm like, yeah, like, bitch, I'm not listening. Like, what makes you think that I'm listening? Bitch, you didn't change the subject 20 times. Bitch, I'm no longer listening. Like, what? He's like, yeah, I want to make sure you're listening. Like, he said, I was supposed to play football for London, and then I tore this, and da-da-da. He starts making all this excuses. This, my hair would have been long if my mom didn't perm it type of excuse. But yeah, like, he just started giving me all these, like, excuses as to why he's not playing no more. But this is what he told me. He said that he is supposed to move back to London to start playing again. Said that he is waiting on his agent to call him. So I was just like, oh, so why are you trying to date and you know that you ain't gonna be in Houston for a long time? He's like, you never know. Like, he said, if me and you start talking and I like where this is going, you can come and live with me in the UK. Bitch, I'm looking at him like, I won't even live with you in the KU, let alone the UK. Bitch, I'm moving to the UK. Bitch, I'm not moving to the UK. Like, what? Like, I'm actually confused. So I didn't say nothing. Because in my honest opinion, I didn't think this situation would go anywhere. So I didn't really say nothing. So he's like, hello. Like, he's saying hello. I'm like, yeah. He's like, would you not move with me to the UK if I asked you to when we were dating? And I said, oh, I don't want to live in the UK. He's like, see, this is the problem with you Americans. Why don't you want to live in the UK? I'm like, oh my God. Like, what's going on? So we start talking about hobbies. He's like, what's your hobbies? What's your hobbies? So I start listing all my different type of hobbies. But you guys know, if you guys been watching me for the longest, one of my main hobbies is working out. Right now, I'm not really enjoying working out as much because I'm gonna be real with y'all. I'm gonna just be completely transparent with y'all. Your girl has been, what you would call it, a little burnt out from the gym. I'm a tad bit burnt out. I go to the gym 6 days a week, and I'm gonna be real. I've been at a plateau damn near this whole year with my weights. I'm not really feeling good. Like, I'm not really feeling good right now about the gym. But you guys know, overall, my main hobby is working out. Like, I like working out or whatnot. So I told him that, and he's like, oh my God, really? And I'm like, yeah, like, I like working out. He's like, me too. He's like, you know, I'm an athlete, we gotta stay in shape, this and that. Like, he just starts going on and on. He's like, what are your goals? What are your goals? So I telling him like, oh, I'm doing body recon, and I said I'm trying to like lose such and such amount of weight, this and that. That's all I told him. I didn't tell him that I've already lost weight before. Like, I didn't tell him none of that. Like, I just told him that I want to lose such and such amount of weight. So he starts giving me all these different tips to how I'm gonna lose the weight. He's like, you have to do this before 9, you do that, this, that, this, that. Like, he's giving me all these type of tips. And y'all, the tips that he is giving me is very like restrictive life, like low-key, like I would say restricting yourself from eating, kind of like an eating disorder type of vibes that he was giving me. And I'm just letting him talk because I'm like, whatever. So he's like, oh wow, like he's like, that's crazy. He said, I work tomorrow, but do you want to come to my gym? Y'all, I love a guy to ask me to come work out at his gym. Sometimes I get so tired of being at my gym. I be wanting to get a new location and, you know, get a new scenery. So I'm like, yes, what gym do you go to? Like, I start getting happy, you know. So he's telling me about the gym that he goes to, and I've never been to that gym. So I'm like, oh my God, like I'm excited at this point. And I'm like, yeah, like I would like to come to the gym. And he's like, are you dead ass? He's like, don't hold me, don't hold me. And I'm looking like, I'm not gonna hold you, like I'm gonna come, like I'm gonna actually come. He's like, okay. He's like, give me your name, give me your email address, and give me your age, something like that. So I texted him my email address, my name, and my birthday. And I know some people are like, girl, that is so dangerous, this is and that. Y'all, I didn't really think he would do anything with it. So he fills out everything and he ends up buying me a 1-day pass to his gym. And he tells me I'm going to be at the gym at such and such time. He's like, I end up getting an email from the gym, confirmation email to put in the code to confirm that I'm coming. He's like, I'm going to be at the gym tomorrow at such and such time. He's like, definitely come through. We can work out together, get in a good session. Probably the next day, off the next day, we could probably go get something to eat. He said, I really can't take you out after because I got to go to work right after I work out. So I'm like, okay, that's cool, like, you know. So I'm thinking that, you know, we're gonna say, okay, good night, like, you know, like, and go to bed, you know. This boy still continues to talk to me. And y'all, I'm trying to go to bed. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, like I'm getting kind of tired. Like, I need to go to bed, you know, so I can wake up early so I can work out with you. He's like, no, another thing, bitch. I'm like, I want to go to bed. Like, I want to go to bed. Hey, you've been talking my ear off for an hour and a half. I thought you would have ran out of topics by now. What else do you have to tell me? So he's like, this and that, da da da. Like, he just starts talking. Then I'm like at this point I'm like damn near zoning out. He starts playing music on his end, because I guess he peeped that I wasn't responding to him talking. So I just start hearing like music playing or whatnot. So I'm like, all right, I'm about to go to bed. He's like, oh, what you know about this music? I said, I'm about to go to bed. I need to go to bed so I can see you tomorrow. He's like, okay, all right, good night, babe. He didn't say babe, but he was like, good night, be safe, okay? So I was like, okay. Yo, I ain't go to bed, bitch. I went on my phone and I went to go call my friend or whatnot and play and talk to her. I didn't talk to her about him, but like I didn't go to bed. I just wanted to get him off the phone. Like, I just felt like he was talking way too much for me. It was an overkill with the talking, and he was like talking and also trying to make sure that I was listening, and I didn't feel like listening. It was like 11 at night, 12 in the morning. Like, I didn't like, we got on the phone at like 9 or 10. Didn't get off the phone till almost 1. Like, the boy was talking the whole entire time. It was so draining. So at this point, I wake up in the morning to get ready for the gym, but I woke up like 2 hours later than the time that we agreed. So I texted him and I was like, hey, I just woke up. Do you still want me to come work out with you? And the boy was like, yeah, you good. Like, come, like, you know, still come through. So I get ready, I take a shower, I do my hair, I get ready, you know, and I head over there. So I walk into the gym. I hate, and when I say hate, I hate gyms with stinky pools. I hate gyms with stinky pools. I cannot stand gyms with stinky pools. When I was walking into the gym, I could smell the gym before I walked inside the actual doors of the gym. And you guys, if you guys have worked out at a gym with a pool that stinks, you guys know the smell that I'm talking about. It stinks so badly. From the smell alone, I kind of had a feeling that this wasn't gonna be a good day. Walk in, the boy at the front desk, I tell him, hey, I have a pass to work out. And he's like, okay, just show me the email. He said, and then you also have to be with the person who bought the pass because they have a code too. So I end up calling him. He's not answering the phone. Calling him, he's not answering the phone. And I'm so confused because I'm like, why is he not answering the phone? Like, I'm thinking to myself, I usually put headphones in my ears when I work out. So if somebody calls me, like, you know, it's going to interrupt my music. But come to find out, he doesn't work out with music. So he just, and I just end up seeing him walk like across the room. And bitch, as he's walking, bitch, I want to back up. Bitch, I'm trying to back up because as I'm really getting a good look at him, I'm not liking what I see. You know how Chris Brown said, you liking what you see? No, bitch, I wasn't liking what I was seeing. Bitch, I wasn't liking nothing at all. Bitch, I almost closed my eyes. So he's walking up and he's walking like the Incredible Hulk. Bitch, I got scared. So he walk up and he's like, yeah, she with me. In my head, I'm like, no, the f I'm not. Cause I seen a whole bunch of fine other niggas there and they was looking at me and I was with him. All right. Yo, what's wrong with me? But this boy was just not what I saw that night. He was just like, y'all, liquor. One thing about alcohol and one thing about the dark is like, it could really like shape shift some type of shit up because he just was not what I was seeing that night. Now granted, I told you guys I was looking like, you know, all around the area instead of really looking at him like real well when he was trying to get my number that night. So maybe that's my fault for not really getting a good look at him. But this boy looked way worse like that day, this day that I came to the gym than he looked the day that I was talking to, that he was talking to me when me and Chelsea were trying to leave the lounge. He just wasn't my cup of tea. I'm gonna just be real with you. He wasn't all that to me. He just wasn't. He wasn't batshit ugly. I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh my god, he was so ugly. No, he wasn't batshit ugly, but he just wasn't my cup of tea. Like, I just was like, oh, like, okay, like, you know, guys like, oh, okay, just give me the code, and once you give me the code, she can start working out. So he's on his phone and he ends up giving the guy the code, and then the guy lets me through, so we go to the gym. I'm like, all right, I'm already here, you know, let me, like, maybe I might like his personality, you know, like, you know, I'm already here. So he's like, hey, you look good. I'm like, thank you. He's sweating, y'all. Like, when I say sweating, I'm talking about dripping sweat, like sweating profusely. Like, he's one of them people that, like, have y'all ever been around people who just sweat everywhere? Like, their whole entire body is dripped in sweat as if they just ran into the rain and ran back out. Like, that's how he looked. And he tries to give me a hug. No, like, no, like, you're sweating. And the thing with me is, like, I sweat, right? But even when I'm sweating a little bit under my arms at the gym, and let's say I see somebody that I know at the gym and they go in to try to hug me, I always let them know I'm sweating, like, just to let them know, like, just to give them a little MO, like, hey, I'm sweating. Don't come in for the full hug, like, I'm sweating. And me, babe, one thing about me is 9 times out of 10, I always smell fresh. Like, even if I'm sweating, I'm still gonna smell good. But I still wanna let you know, like, I am sweating before you come and touch me. This boy tries to come in for, like, a full bear hug. Like, I'm talking about, he tried to, like, and mind y'all, remember I told y'all this boy's taller than me. So it's like he tried to, like, overpower me and hug me. And I'm like, whoa, whoa, you're sweating. And he's like, okay, it's the gym. I don't give a f, it's the shower, you sweating. Like, get off of me. So I'm like, okay, like, you're sweating. Like, I don't care, you're sweating. So I give him, like, y'all, he doesn't even, like, let me, like, he doesn't even, like, let me decide whether I want to hug him for real. He still goes in for the hug. Literally, all his sweat from his shirt is, like, now smashed my whole entire cheek. My whole entire cheek is dripped in sweat, and it's not my sweat. I'm already feeling a little agitated. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm already feeling a little weird about this whole situation. So I literally was like, oh my God, like, I just start, like, wiping it. So he's telling me, he's like, well, what you working on today? Like, what you working on today? So I tell him, I'm like, oh, I'm doing legs. I probably might do cardio, but yeah, just legs and cardio, that's it. And he's like, okay, well, he's like, I'm about to leave in the next 40 minutes. He said, because I've been here for 2 hours already and I got work at such and such time, so I gotta go. So I'm like, okay. He's like, but I could work out with you and do legs with you before I go. And I'm like, okay. And he was doing ladders before I pulled up. You know those things where you run in the ladders, them football players? He was doing that. So that's why he was like sweating profusely. And he was also doing tires. You know when men pick up tires and they push them across the grass and shit, he was doing that. So he's like, okay, what do you want to start first on legs? So I'm just looking at the gym. Y'all, all the equipment at the gym are old as fuck. Like when I say these equipments are old, these equipments are so old. These machines are so old. Like everything just looks rusty. The gym looks rusty. It just wasn't giving. Like the gym wasn't giving. And y'all gotta understand, my gym is new. Like if you guys follow me on Instagram, y'all know like we have a women's section in my gym. We have a women's theater. So I be on the treadmill for like an hour watching a movie. Like we have, like, my gym is very elevated. So I'm happy because I'm going to another gym thinking that I'm about to see like another version of elevated machines. Bitch, I see machines that Nelson Mandela probably used. Bitch, I'm not happy. So I'm looking around and I'm like, can we just go to the middle area that I'm gonna just see which machines I want to do? So he's like, okay, bet. So we get to walking. So we walking. Y'all, when I tell you, even though this gym was outdated, the niggas weren't. The block was hot and the niggas was hotter. The block was hot and the niggas was hotter. The boys at the gym were fine AF. That's one thing I'll say about his gym compared to my gym. My gym don't got that many cute boys, but his gym had fine ass men. Like as we were walking through the crowd and stuff, I was liking what I was seeing. And y'all, I was so upset that I was with him. When I tell y'all I was so upset that I was with him, I was so upset that I was with him at that time. And the men were looking at me. Like some of the guys that I thought were cute were staring right back at me. Do y'all know what he started doing, y'all? He started trying to hold me from my waist. Get the fuck off of me. I don't know you. No, just kidding. But like, don't touch me. Like, this is our first time meeting in person. You know, like, still keep it respectful. I don't like when men do that. I feel like he was peeping the fact that guys were looking at me. And so he was like holding on to my waist to like try to like let them know like yeah, she with me. Because as soon as he would hold on to my waist, like the guys that were looking at me would look away quickly. And I was so irritated. I was so irritated. And I also was like pushing his hand off, like, okay, like, you know, because regardless of guys being there or not, like, don't touch me. Like, we're just meeting. I don't know you. And on top of that, you're fucking sweaty. Like, what don't you get about the fact that you are sweaty as hell? Like, stop touching me. So we get to one of the leg press machines, right? I'm gonna put a picture here so you guys can see what machine I'm talking about. And I usually do 4 plates on each side. So I do 4 plates on one side, four 45s on another side. So I tell him, he's like, how many do you do? I told him, I do 4 45s on one side, 4 45s on another side. Mind you, while I'm telling him, I'm literally going to go put the 45s on the machine, and he's on the other end putting the 45s on the other side of the machine, right? So he's like, that's not what we're doing today. We ain't doing that weak ass shit. We ain't doing that weak ass shit today. And I'm looking like, what? And I'm like, well, that's what I do. Y'all, tell me why this boy goes and puts 5 plates on each side instead of 4. Like, he literally went to my side where I put all my 4 plates and added another 45. Went back on his side and added another 45. Bitch, I'm looking at him like, who doing that? So I said, I can't do 5. He starts tapping at my thighs. He's like, do you see how big your thighs are? He said, you are strong as fuck. You can do 5. I'm looking like, what? What did the size of my thighs have to do with the strength of my thighs? I cannot do 5 plates on each side. You just added another 100 pounds to what I already can PR. Like, what are you talking about? So I'm like, no, like, I can't do that. I'm not gonna ego lift because you want me to ego lift and end up my knee because you want me to ego lift. Like, no. So I'm like, no, I can't do that. He's like, man, you're being lazy. You're being lazy. He tells me I'm being lazy, y'all. He said I'm being lazy. He's like, you're being lazy. You're being lazy. I said, well, I'm not doing it, so what do you want to do? Because at this point, I'm getting irritated because it's like, you pissing me off. So what do you want to do? So he's like, so he ends up taking the 45s off. So I get to doing my, I get to doing my 10 or whatnot. So after I do my 10, he ends up going right after me, and he does his set. Then he tells me, could you put the 45s on for me? So I go and I put the 45s on, and I'm looking at him like, so because you do 5 sets on each side, you think that I should copy you? Like, what do you, like he was just, like, he was low-key beginning to irritate me. Like, I could feel that I was getting irritated by him, but I was trying my best to be a little patient with him. But I could feel myself getting started to, like, he was just annoying me, I'm not gonna lie. I end up going again after him. He ends up taking the 45s off for me, and I end up going again. But before I was able to go again, when he gets up, y'all, this is how sweaty this boy is. When he gets up, all his sweat is all over the seat. Like, when I say all over the seat, I'm talking about the sweat is literally dripping down profusely all over the seat. That's how sweaty this boy was. So I looked at the seat and I was like, and he was like, he's just looking at me and I'm looking at him. Like, I didn't even say anything, because if you don't know it, then I don't know it. So I'm like, and he's like, oh yeah, let me go clean it. I'm like, yeah, go clean that. So he goes to go get paper towel and go get clean the disinfectant spray. He sprays the whole entire chair and he ends up cleaning it. As he's doing that, there's a guy that's next to us that's using the same exact machine that ends up getting off of that machine and asking him, do you want to use this machine? Because I guess he's seen that me and him was rotating. So the boy, Cameron, he's like, yeah, I'll use that machine instead. So he ends up telling me, I'm going to use this machine instead so me and you don't have to keep getting up. In my head, I'm like, thank God, bitch, because I ain't using this machine after you sweating like that no more. Like, thank God. End up sitting down. I do my second set. I like to take breaks in between my lifting. I don't just lift, go boom, 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 pause, boom, boom. No, like, that's not effective lifting when you're trying to get most muscle growth. So after I got done doing my set, I took a break. I'm playing on my phone. I'm texting Chelsea. And I'm low-key telling Chelsea that this nigga is weird. You know what I mean? All I see is, not even see. All I hear is this. Chop, chop. Chop, chop, bro. Chop, chop. Chop down. Chop down. Who the fuck is chopping me? Who the fuck is chopping me? Who the fuck is chopping me? So I'm like, so mind y'all gotta understand. Y'all know I just showed y'all a picture of the leg press machine. So y'all know I'm laying down and I'm on my phone. Bitch, I get to looking to the side like, who is chopping me? Because mind y'all gotta understand, I got my headphones in. So I can't really, like, I can hear him over my music because my music not that loud because I knew he was talking to me, you know? So I'm looking. He chop. He's like, this is unacceptable. Like, you shouldn't be playing on your phone. Like, you should. And I'm like, I'm taking a break. And he's like, you shouldn't be taking breaks. You have to do your sets. You see me, I'm already done. I'm looking like, good for you. Like, what the fuck? Like, good for you, bitch. I don't care. He's like, you shouldn't be taking breaks. Like, he's still trying to, like, lecture me about how I shouldn't take breaks. And I'm like, okay, well, I take breaks. He's like, I'm an athlete. Like, you need to listen to me. I'm an athlete. This is, bitch, I don't care. I don't care what you are. I take breaks. Like, I don't care what you are. Like, I take breaks. Like, I don't care. I just, like, I'm literally ignoring him. I get to playing on my phone again. Like, because I'm like, you're not finna rush me. And you're not finna tell me what to do. So he just standing. Like, he's being so weird, y'all. Like, he's literally just standing above me with his hands on his hip. Just looking at me down. Like, at this point, y'all, he's standing up. Because he's done with his sets. Like, he didn't even pause. He literally, like, did all his sets in one sitting. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not doing that. So he's literally just standing above me and looking down at me like this. Bitch, I ignore him. Bitch, I'm still playing on my phone. Bitch, I don't care. Like, I don't care about your face. Like, what? So after I get done doing what I needed to do on my phone, I get to doing my last set or whatnot. And then I end up cleaning the machine. And he's like, okay, well, what do you want to do now? So I'm like, I want to do RDLs. I wanted to do RDLs on the Smith machine. But mind you, when we're talking about RDLs, the RDLs on the Smith machine are literally on the other side of the gym from where we were, right? So as I'm talking to him, this one boy looks at me And he literally comes and he grabs my waist. So I'm like, bro, can you stop touching me? Like, I just started getting irritated, y'all, because I'm like, don't touch me. Like, I said, please don't touch me. Like, I don't know you like that. Do not touch me. Like, I had to, like, at this point, y'all, like, I really was getting mad. And I'm like, oh, no, like, he needs to leave. But in my head, I'm like, hopefully, you know, he said he's going to leave in 40 minutes. 40 minutes is almost up. So hopefully he leaves and I could finish the rest of my workout and, like, you know, just go home. But, like, it was getting to the point where it was just weird. Like, don't touch me. Like, stop touching me. Like, stop doing that. So I said, please don't touch me. I don't know you. Do not touch me. So he's like, my bad. This and that, my bad. So I'm like, I want to go do RDLs. So he's like, okay, come on, let's go do RDLs. So we go over the area to go do RDLs. He's like, honestly, I don't like working out in that area. In my head, I'm like, then take your bitch ass somewhere else because I'm about to go do RDLs. So I'm like, okay. And he's like, do you want to go work out in the room here? He points to an empty room, y'all. An empty room. And I'm like, is there RDL weights in that room? Like, is there weights for me to do RDLs? Y'all know sometimes if you don't do RDLs on the Smith machine, they might have like big long weights that are like 90 pounds. And he's like, yeah, they are. And I'm like, are you sure? Because I do like 90 pounds for RDLs. I don't do like light weights when it comes to RDLs. And he's like, yes. So I'm like, okay, yeah, we go in that room. There is no heavy weights in that room. The heaviest weights in that room was 15 pounds. So at this point, I'm looking at him like, why did you bring me into this room? So I'm like, where's the 90 pounds that you said? He's like, he started like fidgeting and shit. And he's like, I don't know. Hey, I don't know. I think they moved it. Bitch, you a fucking liar. They didn't move it. You moved your brain this morning. That's what's going on. They didn't move it. You're a liar. So I'm just looking at him, y'all, like, I'm dead ass thinking to myself, I'm never talking to this nigga again after today. Like, he's doing way too much. Like, he's just doing too much and I'm not liking this experience, right? He ends up going to grab 5 pounds. He grabs one 5-pound weight, another 5-pound weight, and he tries to give it to me. And I'm like, why are you giving this to me? And he's like, you can do RDLs with this weight. I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, it's not about the weight. It's not about how strong you are. I'm looking like, but wasn't your bitch ass just trying to add 5 plates on each side to my leg extension? But now all of a sudden it's not about how strong I am? You're weird. You're trying to keep me in this room. And I don't know why you're trying to keep me in this room away from everybody else, but it's not happening. So after he gives me the 5 pounds, he's like, it's not about how strong you are. You can literally do the 5 pounds with the RDLs. You'll feel the same effects. Just do more reps like this. Like, he's trying to show me how to do the RDLs and stuff. So he's like, if I hear one more time, bitch, I'm going to scream and I'm going to say he's trying to hurt me. I'm a lie. Call me a white woman because I'm a lie. Because what the fuck is... At this point, I just started getting so uncomfortable. And I was like, I want to do RDLs on the Smith machine. So I start walking like out the room, like walking towards the door to go out the room. This boy runs, like, mind you, let's say the door is here. Let's say this is me. Let's say this is the boy. So I'm walking. The boy literally runs all the way in front of me, y'all, and stops me in my tracks. And it's like, okay, I can go get the Smith bar from that area. What do you bench with? Like, what do you bench with? Do you bench with 245s on each side of the bar? What do you bench with? I could go get the barbell and bring it in here. No! Why are you trying to have us isolated in this room? And I asked him that too. I said, why are you trying to have me isolated in this room? I said, you're making me very uncomfortable. I told him that because that room was like very secluded, y'all. Like, he could literally do something to me and nobody would know. Like, that's where that room was. And it was making me uncomfortable. Like, why do you want me in this room so badly? Like, it was just weird. And so once I told him that he was making me uncomfortable, I feel like that kind of scared him because he was like, okay, let's just go to the RDL section. Like, you could tell he was not happy. So I grabbed my bag and we start walking towards the Smith machine area, right? So at this point, like, I'm trying my best to ignore ignore him. Remember I told y'all in the beginning I had my headphones set like, you know, on a medium level of hearing so I can hear him too while hearing my music. Bitch, when we got to that area, I literally turned my shit up all the way. And I feel like he peeked in my face that I wasn't fucking with his behavior, because he just like completely started being so nice to me. Like when we went to the barbell area, I was trying to whatchamacallit, load my plates on. He literally ran. He started loading all my plates together, setting up everything for me, doing like everything for me and stuff, and being like, you can do this, you got this, like trying to like talk to me. And I was just like, thank you. Like, you know, I didn't know what to say to him because he was just being weird. Like he was just doing too much. So I went and I started doing my RDLs or whatnot. Mind y'all, while I'm doing my RDLs, he's doing another workout behind me. There's like this other machine behind me that he starts doing. So he's doing these like chest workouts behind me or whatnot. So I'm like, good, at least he's staying away from me. Let me do my workout, you know, let me get these RDLs in without him harassing me or saying something to me. Like, good. So I'm still taking my breaks. He's not saying anything to me. He's coming up to me asking me, am I okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. He literally runs all the way to where my water bottle is, because my water bottle was like not far from where I was, but it wasn't near me. He runs to where my water bottle is and he gives me water. Like I could just tell that he's trying to pander to me at this time. I could tell that like he knew that I wasn't really fucking with what he was doing, right? So I feel like he was just doing collateral damage. Like he was just trying to appease to me, which I didn't really care at this point. So we get to talking, and he's just asking me questions about where I'm from and stuff. And I told him, I'm like, yeah, like I'm half Kenyan, I'm half Nigerian. He's asking me questions about my tribe. I tell him my tribe. He tells me that he doesn't think that I'm that tribe. I'm looking at him like, are you gonna argue with me now about my tribe? Like, what? So he's like, you look Igbo, you don't look like your tribe. And I'm looking like, I have never been told that I look Igbo. Like, I don't even look Igbo. Like, I mean, no, I don't look Igbo. But he's like, yeah, you look Igbo. You don't look Robo. I'm like, I'm not Igbo. My friend is Igbo, which is Chelsea that I was bringing up. And he's like, she doesn't look Igbo. I'm like, what? I was like, what does she look like? He's like, she look, I forgot what he said, what tribe he said that she looked. But he said that she don't look Igbo. Mind you, Chelsea looks Igbo. Like, if you are Nigerian and you look at Chelsea and she tells you that she's Igbo, you will believe her. So, like, he's like, she doesn't look Igbo. You look Igbo. I'm like, but I'm not. Like, why do you keep telling, why are we arguing about this? I'm not Igbo. Get over it. Like, you are just so gorgeous. Like, you are so beautiful. I knew when I seen you in a club, like, I knew that I had to talk to you. Like, you're so gorgeous. He's like, your teeth are so beautiful. They shine like diamonds. He's just yapping, y'all. He's just yapping. And I'm just like, oh, thank you, thank you. And he's like, and your eyes are so pretty and stuff. He said, you have like these big brown eyes and blah, blah, blah. He's just talking. He's just complimenting me, like complimenting me on 10. And he's like, yeah, like we can go out to eat tomorrow. Like we can go out to eat when I'm not working. This is and that. In my head, I'm like, I don't really think I'm going out with you, but thank you. So I'm just being nice, you know. I'm like, thank you. Like, you know, thank you very much. Like, we're just having a little small talk at this point. At this point, y'all, like, he's not really irritating me anymore. I kind of feel like he peeped that I was getting irritated, so he calmed down. Like, he calmed completely down. But in my head, I'm like, it's too late. Like, whatever you're trying to do now is collateral damage, and I've already made my decision up about you. I'm not taking you serious. It's too late. But I am happy that he did calm down. You know what I mean? He's talking or whatnot, and he's just talking to me. And he's like, I like that you like the gym. He said, because I work out every day. You know, I'm a soccer player. And I'm like, yeah, like I really love the gym. So we get to talking about like the type of different workouts that we do in the gym and stuff like that. And he's like, yeah, he's like, you're really, really thick. Like you have a fat ass. He said, and you have like really big thighs too. He said, so I kind of peeped when I seen you walking out of the lounge. He said I could kind of tell that you worked out. He said, but at the same time, I didn't know whether you worked out or whether that was just how your body was naturally built or whatnot. He said, but you have like a very nice shape. And he was basically telling me, because I think I want to lose like about 70 more pounds, then I'm good, or like about 50 more pounds and I'm good. And he was telling me, he was like, and when you lose your 50 more pounds, you're gonna be very good. Like your shape is gonna be very, very nice. And so I was like, yeah, like I feel like once I lose my 50 pounds, like I'm gonna be good, you know. So he's like, yeah. So He's like, well, I just want to let you know that I am about to leave. He said, so what do you want to do? Do you want to do any workouts with me before I go? So I told him, I'm like, low key, I want to do abs. And he's like, oh my God, I'm happy you said abs. He said, because I've been wanting to do abs too. He said, I haven't done abs in so many weeks. So yeah, we can go on the mat over here. There was like a mat that was like outside the Smith machine area. So he's like, we can go on the mat over there and do abs together. And I'm like, yeah, I want to do abs. Y'all. You know what this misogynistic bastard told me? He comes up to me and he says, you know, I'm happy you want to do abs. He said, because your thighs are perfect. Your body is perfect. He grabs my belly and he said, with this facial expression, but this has to go. This is not good. You need to get rid of this right here. He grabs my belly and tells me that I need to get rid of that. As if we're not in the area, in the facility, for me to get rid of that. As if I don't know that I have to get rid of that. As if I didn't just tell this bastard to stop touching me. As if I didn't just tell this bastard that I need to lose 50 more pounds to get rid of that. I know y'all just seen the light flicker. See, even my lights are mad at him. He grabs my belly and tells me that I need to get rid of that. And he looks in a disgusting manner. I'm talking about he looked at me like he looked at my belly like it was disgusting. And he's still holding on to my belly, and he's like, once you get rid of that, you're gonna be perfect. Y'all, I crashed out like a fucking crashed out dummy. Like when I tell you I crashed out, I crashed out. I literally went and I hit his hand, y'all. Like I hit his hand so hard, I was like, pow! Like I hit his hand. So he jumped, and I said, hey, watch yourself, bro. Bro, at this point, y'all, bro, I done forgot to be a lady, bitch. I don't know how to be a lady once you disrespect me, bitch. I know how to be a man. So I said, hey, watch yourself, bro. Watch yourself. Don't fucking touch me. I said, don't you fucking touch me. So he's scared, y'all. Like, he's scared. Cause, bitch, you know when you talking to a new nigga, you know, y'all know, y'all ladies know when y'all talk to a new nigga, y'all got this little girly voice like, yeah. Bitch, that girly voice went out the window. Bitch, that, what they say, to the window, to the wall. Oh, ski, motherfucker. Bitch, I done lost my fucking girly girl voice. Bitch, I talk to this nigga like a man. So I said, don't you ever fucking touch me. So he's jumping, y'all. He's like, okay. I didn't mean it like that. I said, don't you ever in your life fucking touch me. So at this point, y'all, I'm heated. I'm done. Like, when I say I'm done, I'm done. Like, I cannot with him no more. Like, I try my best to just let it go through this whole day. And then, you know, just slowly but surely tread back from him. Or slowly but surely tell him that I don't think we're going to be compatible and be adults about it. But, like, that was just the final straw. Like, I felt like he was just doing way too much. But, yeah, like, I just felt like he was just doing way too much. Like, it's only so many times that I'm going to give you a chance before spazzing out on you. And now is the time. Like, I hate men like that. Like, I hate men that do all this weird ass shit. And I know some people about to be like, oh, well, you seen the red flags and... Oh, shut up. Because y'all always make everything about the woman. Like, y'all always find a way to blame the woman. No matter how much y'all will hear a story about how ain't shit this nigga is, y'all will find a way to twist it back on the woman like, oh, well, you should have known that he was bad when he did ABCD. But then when girls be cutting guys off at any type of expense, is, oh, y'all women don't even give men chances nowadays. It's like, bro, like, come on, which one is it? Like, it's so weird to hear. But yeah, like, at that point, y'all, I was irritated. So I grabbed my bags and I went up to him and I was like, hey, I'm leaving. And he was like, why? He wants to ask me why. I'm looking at him like, do you not remember that you just grabbed my belly about a minute ago? Like, what do you mean why? Like, what are you really asking me why for? Like, what, like, do you really want to know why I'm about to leave? Like, do you want me to remind you that you just grabbed my belly? After I told you to stop touching me several times, you just grabbed my belly and made a disgusting face at my belly. Why else would you think I'm leaving? You think I'm leaving because my workout is finished? Like, I'm just confused. Like, what? So I said, you're weird as fuck. I told him that straight up. I said, you're weird as fuck. I said, what you just did was mad inappropriate on so many levels, and you know what you did. And I'm not gonna sit here and explain to a grown man what they did. I wanna leave, so I'm leaving. So after I say that, I just look at him because I'm like looking to see if he's gonna say anything. Well, not really looking to see if he's gonna say anything, but like I was waiting for him to respond, because like he was looking like this. He was like he was trying to say something. So I'm like waiting to see what he's about to say, but it's like he's speechless. Like he doesn't know what to say. Like I personally feel like he was even shocked at what he did. Like I don't even think that he knew what he did until he really processed it and thought about it. And also, like I told you guys before, remember I told you guys that he was acting a fool when he took me into that room, and I told him that he's making me uncomfortable. But when we came to the Smith area, he started chilling. I feel like he was low-key like a little sad that he slipped up, because he's thinking to himself, dang, I was supposed to continue to be chilling. Why did I do that? Because he was just looking at me and he was like he just kept doing that, and I just left. I just walked off because he wasn't saying nothing, and honestly there wasn't nothing to say. There's nothing to say to that. Like, there's nothing to say to that. So I just left. I just walked off. I got in my car. I called my friend. I told her what happened, and she was just like, wow, like that's crazy. And I went to my gym and I finished my workout, and then I went home, right? So like that whole entire day, he did not text me at all, nothing. Like, he did not text me, he didn't apologize, nothing. I didn't really care, because I'm like, I'm done with you, so I don't really care. But the fact that you couldn't even be a grown adult and text me and say, I'm sorry for what I did. Not like I'm gonna talk to you anymore, because I wasn't going to talk to you regardless. Even if he didn't grab my belly, I still wasn't going to talk to him anymore. But the fact that you cannot be a grown adult, and mind you, when I was on the phone with him that night, he was talking about how it's hard for him to date because people don't know how to take accountability when they're wrong. Like, this man was talking so much shit about people in dating. But it's like, you did some wrong shit and you couldn't even text me and say, I am sorry for what I did. Like, it was just weird to me, right? This boy texts me like about a week later and tells me, and like sends me a long ass paragraph basically telling me to tell my mother happy Mother's Day, because at this point Mother's Day then rolled around. So he sent me like a long ass prayer and basically said, please tell your mother happy Mother's Day. I was gonna ignore him, but you know, I was just like, you know, he just, you know, he sent me a prayer. He told me to tell my mom happy Mother's Day. So I just told him thank you. Likewise, I think I said something like that, and he didn't reply back. So I was just like, okay, cool, that's good. So this is around the time that the Kendrick Lamar and the the Kendrick Lamar and the Drake beef happened. When I was on the phone with him, I kept saying like, they not like us, they not like us, you know, like just kept singing. And he was like, oh, are you singing the Kendrick Lamar song? This is before I went to the gym with him. That's that night we were on the phone. He's like, are you singing the Kendrick Lamar new song? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, oh, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't heard any of the songs yet. Like, I haven't heard anything. I still gotta catch up and see what's going on. I haven't been invested in the beef yet. I've been working a lot. So I was like, oh, okay, like, you know, when you catch up, you let me know how you feel. Bitch, I told you that before you grabbed my belly. Bitch, I didn't tell you that after. This nigga want to text me a long ass message when he caught up talking about, by the way, I have caught up to the whatchamacallit. He want to send me a long message talking about some, by the way, I have caught up on the Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef. I feel like where Drake went wrong was, nigga, get the fuck off my phone. Where you went wrong is that you grabbed my belly. So bitch, it's nothing for me and you to talk about. I literally opened that shit and did not reply. I don't know whether he thought that, oh, she replied to the Happy Mother's Day text, let me just start texting her. No, I replied to the Happy Mother's Day text because you sent me a long ass paragraph praying. And then you told me to tell my mom Happy Mother's Day. So, you know, I was being nice back, okay? But I'm not replying to some stupid text messages between Kendrick Lamar and Drake when you can't even be a man and admit that what you did was weird as fuck and apologize. Like, what? Like, what are we talking about here? Nigga, fuck you. Fuck you. And like, that's why, like, people, like, I don't know. Men are weird. Like, it's just weird because it's like, it's just weird. And honestly speaking, dating in today's day and age is so weird because like people would literally tell you, oh, you know, this is because you're big and this and that. And then like you would literally go to the gym and you would better yourself and men will still do weird stuff. I've had men sit on this internet and tell me, oh, I've gotten played because I was big. I got this because I was that. But literally the same guys that they're saying that I got played by because I was big are the same guys that approach me. And majority of these story times, not even majority, in all of these story times that I tell you about these men, I don't approach them. They approach me. And I don't like men who approach women and then try to change her. Like, what you see me at, you need to be comfortable with me being at that. Especially if you approach me. I didn't approach you to date you. You approached me to date me. You thought that I was pretty and you thought that I was pretty enough for you to date and to take out and to talk to. So you cannot come around me and like try to change me. Especially considering the fact that I told you what I want to do with my weight. Like I told you that I want to lose 50 more pounds. So there was no point of you grabbing my belly and telling me, oh, this gotta go. Like, it's like you're like, I don't know in what way, shape or form did he think that I was gonna be comfortable with that. You know what I mean? And then even throughout the workouts, he kept telling me how to do things. And like I said so many times in all my dating videos, a lot of guys feel like because I'm big that I don't know what I'm doing in the gym. And then on top of that, remember I told you guys, I never told him that I lost 40 pounds already. I never told him that. So he just thinks that like I'm a beginner. Like he doesn't know that I'm doing anything. He doesn't know what I'm doing. And honestly, I'm glad that he doesn't know. And I don't care that he doesn't know. I don't have nothing to prove. I'm happy that he thinks that way because it's easy for me to like, you know, weed them out. But yeah, y'all, like that was just such a weird experience. It was such a weird experience. And I don't know, y'all. Dating is just weird for all of us. Like, I feel like we all going through it. Even the men. Like, I'll be seeing some men come on TikTok and tell their dating horror story. And I'll be like, dang, we all going through it. It's not just the women, y'all. But, yeah, that's basically the story time. I don't even know what I'm going to title this. But, yeah, y'all. After I ignored him, he never texted me again. And then I think I blocked his number after that. So yeah, well, did I block him? I don't know if I blocked him, but I know he never texted me. I know he never texted me because it's like, instead for you to come and say sorry, you want to talk about Kendrick Lamar and Drake, but you don't want to say sorry for what you did to me. Oh, okay. Like, please, nigga, bye. So, yeah, y'all, that's the ending of the story time. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about the situation. Y'all, please give me y'all opinions in the comment section down below. I love you guys so much. If you guys enjoyed this story time, please give it a thumbs up. If you are not subscribed, like I told you guys in the beginning of the story time, be sure to subscribe. I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Bye, y'all.